thinking about it. Another thing I would like to ask is concerning African women dating their own kind and just staying within their own kind instead of exploring and going to American, other nationalities, but instead they just want to stick with their kind.
African women?
African women. What do you have to say concerning that?
That is touchy, and I think it's based on the individual. It can't just, there are African women who don't mind dating foreigners. Because even in Africa, there are so many Chinese, Lebanese people, and there are a lot of African women, even in Africa, that date foreigners. They don't mind at all. So it's all about the individual. But in most cases, African women who come to the States might feel like maybe African American men might not really be of the same type of culture, if you want to.
Same calabash. Yeah.
Caliber. It's not really caliber. I would say culture.
Well, it's in calabash. But if I was in Africa, I would speak English.
Culture is not. The culture is, there are things that we respect as Africans, family, and certain things that we feel like maybe African Americans don't. African Americans and some white Americans don't value as much as we do.
We do. I'm not cutting you off, but just to say something to add a little bit to what you just said, like some of them don't value families. For example, if you have African, if you are married to an American woman, American don't believe in that family coming to live with them.
Right.
That's a good thing during dating.
So that's a very hard thing to deal with. If your brother's calling you from back home, oh, can you send me $50? And you married to this woman, you work together and put your money together. You think she's gonna let you keep sending money back home and stuff? So those are things we need to think about before we get into relationship with other people, with African Americans or other cultures, stuff like that.
It makes so much sense. Like I said, culture and family values. Back home, like our family, we usually live in large family units. When I'm talking about mother, father, cousins, brothers, sisters. You're talking about more than maybe 5, 10 people in one house, all under the same roof, and it doesn't have to be that parent with all the kids. It will be like cousins and different extended family. Stay all together. That's how we do it.
We just have strong family values and backgrounds.
And I think Asians are the same way too.
Really?
People from Asia.
Mexicans too.
Yeah, Mexicans. But when we come here, Liberians, when we come here, we kind of adapt the U.S. culture.
Oh yes, that's our problem.
So it's like that whole family thing is like, nah, we want to live by ourselves.
Yeah.
Because, but
the American system.
Yeah, because it's the American system. But that's the place where we go wrong, because the Asians and Mexicans and Italians, they still stay together until maybe marriage. Yes, they still, most of them still stay. They still live together until it's time for them to get married. Sometimes they even get married and still live with their parents. Sometimes. Whether it's because of financial reasons or whether...
Well, I guess they're just like us.
In
their light.
I mean, they're not like us.
Because when we family change, so...
Most of us.
Most of us do.
I don't know if Nigerians and Ghanaians are...
we talking about the marriage part. Oh, when you marry, you're moving out.
Yeah.
But we talking about family values in general.
And some of the thing is, Americans, I personally believe, African American. I'm not hating on African American. I love my African American brothers and sisters, but African American men do not give us the respect that we deserve.
Give who? African?
We the African women.
African women.
They don't. I think for some reason I feel they look down on us. They don't give us, because it's something that goes. It's something that been taught to them.
I don't think you should just generalize it. It should be more
some of them, yes, some of them. I have had experience with them, but the thing that what I'm saying, don't get me wrong. What I'm saying here is that African American men, some of them, not all of them, some of them do not have do not give the respect that we deserve.
Yeah. Okay.
No, as an African woman, because I believe, okay, what they see on TV, what they were taught other lives. We are naked, we're born naked, we do this, we live in the tree and this and that. Those things, if someone see it over and over and over and over, it plays on the mind, you know? So sometimes even an African American man will ask me, anybody for that matter, do y'all live in the tree? Do you see leopards? Do you see, you know, lions? Those things, if someone asks you, that tells you how to think of you, you know? Right. So those kind of things, they play on their mind, because I don't blame them, because that's what they see on TV, that's what they were taught. So they don't give her that respect that we deserve. That's how I feel.
I have something to add to that. That point is very important. And, you know, I think you hit it directly on what it should be. But at the same time, I think it's all about education.
True.
People have to educate themselves. I mean, there are slums in Africa. There are poor people in Africa. But there are poor people here in the U.S. There are slums here in the U.S. There are people still going homeless and hungry as we speak. There are people being shot for crazy drug reasons as we speak. So it's everywhere. I mean, poverty is everywhere. And black people in general, especially African Americans and Africans, have to unite. We have to come together, because when you think about it, if a black man from the U.S. travels to Africa and he goes to Liberia, 9 times out of 10, like, people in Liberia might think he's Liberian.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
We are one.
We are one. It's like if I walk on the street or speak to anybody, the only way somebody might know I'm not from the U.S., maybe from my accent, or if I tell them I wasn't born here. So we are the same people. I mean, all we need to do is come together, because Africa is vast. Africa has so many resources that people in the U.S. could take advantage of. You know, I'm not just saying take advantage to go explore it and just leave people that are struggling. But when I'm saying take advantage, I'm saying take advantage and actually help to build a place, but actually help to impact that part of the world also. That's how I feel. So it's all about education. And the news media, they always feed negative images about Africa, which is not right. I mean, it's not right, because, like you said, it makes them to look down on us. But the funny thing about it is a lot of white people travel to Africa.
Exactly.
A lot of white people know Africa is beautiful. A lot of white people have businesses in Africa. A lot of white people take vacations to Africa every single year.
Some of them go and don't come back.
Some of them go and don't come back. A lot of white people love their place, but they're not gonna show it on TV, because it's like they want to keep people in that frame of mind that Africa is a bad place. So why would you want to go there and invest? Stay here and work for this country and save up all the money and keep on paying bills on taxes and never move out of that whole way of living. So, you know, I feel personally that African Americans now, and that's why we're doing this show, to kind of give light on educate our brothers and sisters that Africa is beautiful. I mean, there are poor places, and we all could do something to help, but Africa is a beautiful place. I mean, so many countries over there have diamonds and gold. You and I even believe it.
Resources.
I mean, something as simple as mango. We go to the store and spend $1 on mango. Mango trees are all over that place. I mean, fruit trees, it's just green and so beautiful. So I
guess we just need to set up a forces out there that can, you know, educate, you know, the word about Africa. Use the same media and do documentaries, you know, the same way we see these stuffs on the internet, on the television, we hear it on the radio. We need to have, you know, an organization just to have, it should just be focused on educating the word about Africa as a whole.
African people.
And something I'd like to add to that is African Americans, I don't want people to sit, our young African American brothers. I don't want you to just sit and wonder what African is like, or what do we do, or what we don't do, what we run after, monkeys or whatever. If you want to know something, sometimes it's simple as just go around the internet and just type in what you want to know. Internet will tell you anything nowadays. Just type in what you want to know, and it will just you can know anything.
You can find out
any
information.
You can educate yourself about anything you want to know. Just go on the internet. You want to see Africa? You want to see if we live in the trees? Go there. Because you'll be surprised what you can find out if you just take the time, just 1 minute, 1 second, the time you take to go on YouTube and look at a video, just take that time and just type in just a word about Africa, and you'll see you will learn, you will see what you can find out about Africa.
Yeah.